Hi everyone. I was looking at this ultrasonic cleaner, and I got it maybe 4 months ago, something like that, 4 or 5 months. It's been sitting around because it's not working anymore. It's been sitting there in my garage for probably, who knows, 4 to 6 weeks. So kind of disheartening. I did a previous video where I showed the very first use of this ultrasonic cleaner, and I was looking forward to experimenting with different cleaning solutions and see what works best for me. I cleaned about 6 to 8 carburetors, I guess, and it worked quite well. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, it just nothing. I mean, it would, power would come on, everything, but you could tell there was no ultrasonic waves, coming through the water that you'd see on the cleaner. And much to my dismay, I went back to Harbor Freight and we looked it up, and it was approximately, I guess it broke down approximately after 100 days, and it has a 90-day warranty. So 10 days after the warranty expired, boom, I'm out of luck. And I went up there just to make sure, and they would not trade it out. So yeah, not a happy camper about it, but it is a cheap one, but I did expect it to get a couple of years, 2 or 3 years out of it, hopefully, but I did not get my money's worth out of this, that's for sure. But that being said, I started thinking, well, I guess this is an opportune time. I'm gonna take this thing apart. I want to see what's in there, and I don't know if you can hear this. I can hear something in there, whether it be a little rock or a screw or something, but something is loose. So I want to take this thing apart, and hopefully, just from all the ultrasonic vibrations, maybe something just rattled loose inside. Fat chance, but who knows. So I guess I will take this apart now that I know that it is out of warranty and it's not going to be. I decided not to replace it with this same unit. I don't want to. They're trying to get me to get a 2-year warranty, an extra 2-year warranty, and then they'll replace it, and then I have to get another 2-year warranty. So I'd be plopping down, $50 for a unit to get it replaced, which is almost like buying it new, and then I don't have the confidence that it's going to last any longer than this one did. So I decided to keep it and tear it apart. So let's do it. Let's take this apart and see what's inside. See, I'm lifting this unit out, but there's a bunch of cables and whatnot. I can't stretch it out. But I guess I can disconnect. Let's see if I can disconnect these cables. If I can reach my hand down in there. Looks like the power, maybe, no, the power's over there. I want to keep track of what's what. There's that one. This one and this one. Shouldn't be too hard to remember. So I'm guessing this is the piece that that sends out the vibrations. Don't know what this is. Pretty interesting, huh? Oh, let me get off in here. You can see that, so this looks like this is what's generating vibration, I guess. This plate, I do not know what it is. Interesting. So there's the board, and what I'm curious about, what was rattling around, looks like it's little plastic pieces have broken off. And that's it. It's a little cooling fan. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know if it's repairable or not. Nothing smells burned, you know, it just smells like plastic. And it's probably the smell of, maybe it's more the smell of that cleaning solution I was using. But it's definitely not the burnt toast. It doesn't look like anything's burned up. Pretty simple board. Over here, that does have me curious. So, what is this piece? And what is this? So, should we dig in a little deeper? But I don't see what these little gray plastic pieces. This is the color of the casing, and I don't see where those broke off from. Oh, here we go. So they're on these. See these little ridges. See that broke off there. Broke off there. So it looks like in the corners. So I guess I'll start. Oh, there we go. So when I'm fidgeting around with this stuff, I'm curious to see what this is. And I was gonna take this off, but if you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that. See, this thing is loose. Can you see that in the picture there? Look right in here when I move this around. If this thing is glued on or whatever, however that's attached, it is loose. So maybe that's why You know, it sounds like this thing turns on, but I never could see any waves, so maybe just because of that being loose. So I guess what I can do, just out of curiosity, I want to see what this is under this plate. And this here, I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way off, clean it up, and it looks like it's just epoxied down. So I might re-epoxy it and see if it'll work again. Let's see what this thingy is. Huh. Oh, this is the heating element. That's what it is. So it looks fine. It's nothing's burnt up, anything like that. So let's get this back on. Okay, so the heating element's back on. This, it looks like, yeah, see, it just came right off. So apparently that's why the only piece that was holding it was this little edge right here where it snapped off. See that? The rest of that was loose. But it looks like I can take this housing off, and then it'll free me, it'll give me some more room to work with. Let's try that. I need that piece, don't I? Let's See if we can get this off. What is holding it here? Cables are there. I guess it's the heating element. We'll go through the same stuff. Yep, there's the heating element. This is an insulator. No sweat. So we just need to get that back on. Alright, so I do have some JB Weld. I have the regular stuff and the JB Weld Quick, but given I think I'm going to use the regular JB Weld and give it a full 24 hours to cure before I ever set it up. The JB Weld Quick, it works great just for that purpose if it's a really quick seal, but I don't think it holds as well as the regular JB Weld. So this one I really want it to make sure that it's going to at least give it a good shot at adhering to this. And if that doesn't work, then I'll try to figure out some other way. I mean, those are some pretty ultra high bandwidth vibrations going on, and it obviously just knocked it loose. But I don't know how else I could do that unless I put that down, have like a cover plate that goes down on that, and then screwing it in from the bottom and making sure that's sealed, put some gaskets or something so that it won't leak. And then kind of sandwich it in, between the plate, between the screws here and a plate that goes down, and sandwich that in so that it just won't pop off again. But I think I'm going to try it this way first and see how long it lasts. If it doesn't last, then I'll figure out another way. But is that it? Good. So I don't get here. Okay, I'm gonna go on top. All right, just move it. Keep going. Looks like I had just enough. I guess that's it. Just got to let it set. And I don't know if I need to put any pressure on that or not. But I'm going to definitely let it sit for a good, 24 hours. And we'll see how it holds. Guess I'll let it set until I'll let it sit here until it starts to set. Then I'll reassemble everything and then give it the full 24 hours to cure. And what I always do, don't throw this away right away, because so instead of messing with this to see if it's setting, you can always see what it's doing down here, and you'll be able to tell once it starts to set and starts to harden. Then you can mess with it. Okay, well, I'll tune back in once it starts to harden. All right, so it's been about 5 or 6 hours or so since I set the epoxy on, and you can tell with this, so it's not tacky anymore. It's starting to harden and starting to hold. So I think it's safe enough to start putting this all back together. Yeah. All right, so I'll reassemble this thing, and then I'll wait at least 12 hours, if not overnight. So sometime the next day, tomorrow, I'll power it up and see how it works. So I'll just reassemble this. You watched me unassemble it. I'm sure you don't want to sit through how I reassemble everything. So, alright, so it's all back together. I think I'll leave it upside down and with the weight of that thing. But sure is tempting to plug it in, isn't it? Just plug it in, turn it on just for a second, but nah, I think I'll wait. I got to give it a good shot. If I want to make sure that epoxy sets, and then if it still drops off, then I'll think about putting some kind of bracket to hold that thing on. But okay, I'll wait overnight and then we'll test it. Alright, so it's the next day and I am anxious to turn this thing on. You can see I have it plugged in. The LEDs are showing. I mean, everything's working properly so far. I filled it about halfway with water, so it's in between the min and max, and it's just water in there right now. And I am going to, let's give it. Well, apparently it's working pretty good. Let me show you what's going on. Wow. It looks like it's working better better than it was when it was new. Before I could just see some ripples. But now it's really agitating the water now. Well, that was quite amazing. Yeah, that's better than it was when I got it new. All right. So with that tray in there, it kind of settled it down. Now it's not, just cavitating like it was before. But you can definitely see it coming from the bottom, and you can definitely hear it. Before it was just a muffled sound, and you didn't see any of the water cavitations, or you couldn't see the waves, the sound waves going through the water like you can now. So that's great. I guess I'll fill the rest of it with my cleaning solution. I got half water, so I'll dilute it down, and I have a couple of carburetors that I'm going to test it on, and hopefully that's it. I sure hope the epoxy holds. I don't know. Maybe it was the quality of the epoxy that was used, or maybe the surfaces weren't clean, or who knows. But that was definitely the failure point. And when you open it up, you can see this thing is just all plastic except for this inner lining, the tub itself, and it's very thin stainless steel, and the rest of it is plastic. And that transducer in there, that was definitely the failure point. Was there whatever they used for adhesive, whatever epoxy they used, did not hold. So hopefully this JB Weld I put on it will hold. If not, I will see if I can make a bracket or something that would help. If I re-epoxy and then put a bracket on it to help it, stay in place. And I'll have to read up on it, because I don't know if you that transducer is just hanging there, and it's emitting those sound waves from 20 to 40 kilohertz, whatever it is. But if I put a bracket on there and tighten it down, is it gonna lose its strength? Is it gonna lose its is it gonna affect the performance of the transducer? I don't know. So, but if it happens, I'll look into it and try to fix it. But until then, I hope this helps. I know there's a lot of guys that have used these for a short time and got rid of them, and maybe that's the problem with all of them. So if you have one, check it out. Maybe that'll help fix it. And who knows? It's going to be a longer term test. I'm going to clean a couple of carburetors and see what happens after that. So anyway, well, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.